This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys, quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. A listener writes in, "Dear Get It Done Guy, my sweetheart has just moved in and all is wonderful, except that his boxes and file drawers full of paper have also moved in. When he tries to sort through them, his eyes glaze over. The papers go from boxes into piles. I get angry at the mess. How can we quickly reduce the paper in his life while increasing the chance he might actually find some important financial document when he needs it? Signed, Agonized in Arlington." Dear Agonized, I'm so sorry. The instant I hear the phrase sorting through boxes, my own eyes glaze over. Smoke begins to wisp up from my ears, and my quiet little inner voice starts shrieking, "No, for the love of the flying spaghetti monster, no!" And spaghetti it is, because when you're sorting through boxes, you're staring at a huge mess of unrelated, unknown stuff. Financial papers, technical manuals, cookbooks, old bills, important project notes scribbled on napkins, and meat sauce. Flying spaghetti monster meat sauce. A big part of what makes sorting boxes a sordid affair is that your brain has to totally switch modes every time you pick up a new piece of paper. What makes this agonizing isn't the mess, it's the need for your brain to switch gears with every single thing that you touch. Your brain goes crazy, and as you've seen, it then helpfully drives everyone around you crazy too, so they'll empathize with you, of course. Fortunately, your nervous system comes with a built-in solution. It's called your reticular activating system. It's the part of you that searches for things that match your expectations. When you buy a new peacock feather duster, for example, you suddenly notice that everyone seems to be carrying around a peacock feather duster. Well, there actually aren't more around. It's just that for the first time, you're noticing them. Your reticular activating system has become tuned to notice peacock feather dusters. And this you can use. Triage is way too much work. Most people sort out a box of papers by taking each paper in turn, examining it, thinking about what it is, mentally projecting dozens of alternative futures. I'm getting tired just thinking about this. To calculate the exact probability that they'll need that piece of paper in the future. Then they go watch Netflix to recuperate because handling that one piece of paper took so much mental energy. This is triaging every piece of paper. A lot of pieces of paper fit in a box, and it sounds like your schmoopy has a lot of boxes. That's a whole lot of triage. And it's even worse than it sounds, because it sounds like schmoopy may not even know if the paper will be needed in the future. So, caught like a deer in the headlights of ambiguity, schmoopy just freezes, like a deer caught in headlights. Paper in hand, a single solitary tear traveling slowly down their cheek. Annie Leibovitz would shoot a Pulitzer Prize-winning portrait right now. But we're not Annie Leibovitz. So all we can do, with a firm upper lip, is hand schmoopy the next piece of paper. Filtering works better. We may not be Annie Leibovitz, but we are masters of our own reticular activating system. Instead of triaging, let's filter. Choose a category of paper to filter for, and have schmoopy zip through the box, pulling out every piece of paper that fits that category. But first, you say your schmoopy gets stalled trying to figure out whether any piece of paper must be kept, so make this decision once before you begin. Listen to Get It Done Guy episode 25, which is a joint episode with Legal Lad where we explore which important papers must be kept and for how long, and then round it out with episode 167 of Money Girl, where she goes into more detail about specifically financial records. Decide what categories of things should be kept. For example, bank statements. Tell schmoopy to pull out all the bank statements into one big pile next to the boxes. This will go much faster because instead of switching mental gears for every piece of paper, schmoopy just programs their reticular activating system to recognize bank statements and then pull them out. Next, think of titles and deeds and stock certificates, which I'm sure all of us have so many of them just laying around in boxes. Put all of those into a pile. Don't worry about whether anything will be needed in the future. Just sort. The exact set of categories that will work for schmoopy depends on what's in the boxes. One person may have unpaid parking tickets as an entire category. Don't ask how I know this. Someone else may have half-knitted pairs of exciting underwear as an entire category. Also, don't ask how I know this. Have whatever other big obvious categories make sense for your particular schmoopy, and then do a scan for things I don't know what to do with, so all of those get their own pile too. That way, instead of being paralyzed by individual items, dear schmoopy can be paralyzed by just one pile of I don't know what to do with things all in one place. Dispose of the piles. Now you have piles of stuff that had been in boxes. Your schmoopy didn't miss the piles when they were piles that were in boxes. Schmoopy won't miss the piles that you throw away forever now that they're outside of boxes. Seriously, Throw away all the piles except the ones that have unbearable sentimental value, the ones that make your heart sing with joy, and frankly the ones that you pre-decided you might need again someday. Then, when Schmoopy isn't looking, consider throwing away the things I don't know what to do with pile. Schmoopy didn't miss that stuff when it was in boxes, so just send it along to the big box in the sky. It can be maddening when your home is full of someone else's papers, or even your own. Agonized in Arlington, I feel your pain. Or it could just be a paper cut. Don't let Schmoopy get caught by trying to triage every piece of paper. Instead, scan. Choose in advance what needs to be kept. Now scan the piles to pull out just those things. Then throw everything else away. By using filtering instead of triage, you can zip through things far faster, more easily, and with way less decision-making and less effort than ever before. I'm Steve Robbins. Follow Get It Done Guy on Twitter and, if you still use it, Facebook. If you're an entrepreneur, self-employed, or you otherwise need to control your own time, Get It Done groups help you start finishing what's important and develop the habits you need to achieve your goals. Learn more at steverrobbins.com. Work less, do more, and have a great life.